All right. I swear to 4 pound, 7 ounce baby Jesus that I will never do another George R.R. Martin update again unless it's George R.R. Martin in his coffin. All right, friends. I have done several videos about George R.R. Martin finishing Game of Thrones, the Song of Fire and Ice. And at this point, I'm not covering him anymore. I am so tired of this man. And on some level, I think it's because he's a coward and he doesn't want to confront the truth that the show screwed up his manuscript and he can no longer live up to the disappointment that it gave the fans. He's like, I can't. He's like, they knew where I was going. So for those of you who need context, for myself, I have read all of the Games of Thrones books at least 2, if not 3 times. And look, George R.R. Martin, great writer. I really enjoy those books. They're great. I like them a lot. And a lot of people like them. And I'm not trying to bag on them. But the dude's been writing them since like 93. And I think most people underestimate the fact that he's spent like almost 40 years on this damn thing. And he's just not getting anywhere. Hold on. Before I get to there, I want to go over this first. I'll get there. But what you see is that he is just struggling with his final 2 books, The Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring. That's what they're called. And I ultimately blame this on HBO because HBO, the 2 showrunners, Benioff and Weiss, wanted to get out of the contract as fast as they could so that they could get to a fat stack of cash, which has not appeared for them because they never signed that huge Netflix deal. They never signed that huge, I'm going to do a Star Wars trilogy deal. They got nothing. They believe the Hollywood hype and got nothing. The only thing I recall them doing, they may have done one other project, but the 2 guys, really only one of them did some sort of like teenage movie about metalheads, and that's about it. So, but let's look at George R.R. Martin, the man who cannot finish a book. This particular book. And again, I'm not trying to bury the man, but he's burying himself. Oh, before I even get to the article, let's just ask, what does AI say about this? The AI overview from Google, the long delay in George R.R. Martin's Winds of Winter, the 6th book in A Song in Fire and Ice, is attributed to several factors. Includes Martin's other projects, his writing style, the immense scope of the story. The big one, number 1, is other projects. He's heavily involved in other projects, which includes a prequel called House of the Dragon, which you may be familiar with. So he's just like, I'm not going to finish this. Rewriting and perfectionism. He constantly rewrites things. He's known for his Gardner style of writing, which he allows the story to evolve organically rather than meticulously planning the plot. I don't disagree with him, but my one criticism of the books, especially the later books, is you gave us like 6 chapters on a dude whose only job was to open a door. And he, like, once he opened that door, it wasn't that important anymore what happened to him. So I'm confused. Book length and complexity, fan pressure and expectations, and COVID. The coof stopped him. All right, but let's look at the real thing. He actually gave us his own words. He had time to write this. He doesn't have time to write the book, but he's got time to write this. And I think he's frustrated with the fans. When I Googled Reddit, it came up with some of his direct quotes. So clearly the man's paying too much attention to Reddit, right? He addresses the pressure to finish The Winds of Winter with a rather blunt reaction to some fan assumptions. By now, Martin has heard all the usual finish the book, George reactions. At this point, I kind of don't care. He's been working on this novel for 15 years, bro. It's like, bro, can you finish this? Here's all the other stuff he's doing as of right now. He's doing an adult animated film adapting Howard Waldrop's novella, A Dozen Tough Jobs. He's going to produce the project. It's a take on the 12 Labors of Hercules. Awesome. Which is penned by Joe R. Lansdale, who wrote Bubba Hotep. Also awesome. Like, what are we wasting our time here for? Each time he announces non-wins projects, he wrote a whole, like, he's doing everything in his power not to write this book. So here's his direct words. I know, some of you will be pissed off by this, as you are pissed off by everything I announce here that is not about Westeros or the Winds of Winter. You have given up on me. Yes, I have. Or, on the book, I will never finish Winds. If I do, I will never finish Upstream of Spring. This is him quoting the fans, though. If I do, it won't be any good. I ought to get some other writer to pinch hit for me. I'm going to die soon anyway because I am so old. I lost all interest in A Song and Fire of Ice decades ago. I don't give an ass about writing any longer. I just sit around and spend all my money. I edit the Wild Cards book too, but you hate Wild Cards. This dude is projecting so hard. It's pretty funny. You may hate everything else I have ever written. The Hugo winners, the Hugo losers, A Song for Laia, and The Dying of the Light, Sand Kings, Beauty and the Beast, This Tower of Ashes, and The Stone City, Old Mars, and Old V. Shut up, bro. And all the other anthologies I edited with my friend Gardner Dozois. You don't care about any of those, I know. You don't care about anything but Winds of Winter. You've told me so long enough. Bro. It's the most important work you've ever done, and you don't care enough to finish it. I mean, that's just the facts, bro. Thing is, I do care about them, and I care about Westeros and Winds as well. The Starks and Lannisters, Targaryens, Tyrion and Asha, Dany, Daenerys, and the dragons and the direwolves. I care about them all more than you could ever imagine. Yes, because they made you lots of money. I wish you could all share my excitement about the prospect of this movie. All right, dude. There's a third season of House of the Dragon, which he's mad about. He's not even mad about. And he's got another show called The Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming out. It's like, dude, are you ever going to finish this thing? No. The point is, he's going to die first. He would rather die than finish this book. And you know what? At this point, I kind of don't care, man. If you don't care about your legacy, I don't care about your legacy. It just is what it is, dude. We all understand that you got greedy and you... Look, he tried his best to fight. When they were going to end Game of Thrones on season 8, he flew out to LA to fight with them to try to give himself 2 more seasons, but they didn't do that. And I feel like all the characters ended where he wanted them to, but without context, the majority of the normal audience was like, I don't like this. If you'd been given a couple extra seasons to develop that, you probably would have been fine with how he did things. I don't know. You let me know down in the comments. I wish no ill will on George R.R. Martin. I wish he would have finished his books, but I don't think he's going to. Let me know if you think he's going to do it. Should we put him in a death pool? That's probably a better question. Him or Britney Spears, who will die first? Come join our live chat during our live stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday nights, because that's where you'll find our death pool, where you can win fun times, things like that. We do reviews of movies and shows you didn't bother to watch, and that's a good thing. And on top of all that, you know, you can also join and become a member and get access to exclusive videos. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. I love all y'all. But I'm on to the next one.
Video, be sure to join our channel to get the education you deserve. Make sure you check out our shorts, live streams, and catch us on all the socials. Don't forget to like and subscribe.